So coding and just overall like developers for apps, website, probably maybe some of your parents, or if you are a parent, maybe you're an engineer or maybe like a developer or something. Well, these jobs are very high paying and they're just very, very helpful in the real world. You can develop whatever app you want basically. Obviously, it's not going to be the best, but it's a useful skill to have. You can develop apps, you can develop other stuff, and it's overall just a very popular job and nice paying job. But let's say you're a kid like me or something, or you just want to develop an app that you like, you think it's going to be pretty useful, and you're going to use it yourself a lot and you want it. Well, there are some platforms that if you don't know how to code, you can just input whatever like text prompt or whatever you want, maybe some drawings or something like that. And then AI can just actually help you code the actual coding part and then give you the output for what you want. And people can make actual apps with these. So I'm just going to be going through why these are helpful, which apps are these, and then how good are they and how are they actually helpful, how they work, and if you should use them. So let's get started. So these apps are basically no code apps, and they're apps that help you code other apps. And the term no code basically means you're not coding anything, you're just inputting prompts, stuff like that, data into the AI, and the AI will code it for you. So no code basically means you're not doing any code, and the AI will do the coding for you. So let's just go through maybe a few apps. These are mainly for kids. I'm gonna go through kids. So one is the MIT App Inventor. This is very nice. It's like kind of like blocks. You could like kind of say Scratch. It's block based, Android based, and it has like multiple inputs like sensors and stuff. So if you're like coding like a robot or something, you can add the sensor onto it, add the cameras, and then create multiple games. Or you could just use like your computer, code a game on the computer. And many examples for this are just kind of cool basic games like clicker games, maybe like a cool obby or something. But very fun, simple but fun. But just a few cons for this are it's only like Android based, which is kind of bad since a lot of people use iPhone. It's very, very hard to like transfer this game to iPhone and stuff. So not the best experience with iPhone. But next is a more kind of upgraded version, Thunkable. This one is web-based, iOS and Android, so you can use whatever platform you want. And then this is very nice since you can just like upload your projects to the web for other people to play, and then also upload it to the App Store. So you're connected to the App Store. You can actually put stuff in the App Store, iOS App Store, that many people see and use every day, which is very cool for me. I can like develop an app right now and just push it all the way to that point where like everybody in the world can download it. Very mind-blowing. But then again, if you're just a kid and don't know much about like computer engineering or stuff like that, many like steps into this Thunkable app, many complex steps, those can get confusing. And also it's very limited unless you want to pay. So the paid version mostly unlocks most of the features. Without paid version, you're limited to like projects, and many features are definitely limited. And then there's Glide. Glide is nice because many people already use like Google Docs and spreadsheets, and this is kind of like that. I'm not sure, I haven't used it, but Glide is pretty nice since schools already use like Google Docs and stuff like that. So many kids are already familiarized with like Google Spreadsheets and other Google platforms. So big pro is obviously like you're familiar with like Google platforms and you've already used like Google Spreadsheets and stuff. So this should be very, very easy to like figure out and stuff. Those were three maybe like kid friendly kind of no code apps. I really like Thunkable. It's pretty nice, and just how you can like develop and then spread it out to the world on like the iOS App Store. That's really cool, especially for like a kid. And that's actually really nice since you could develop your own games, you could develop like apps which like do some other stuff, timers, anything you want basically, and push it out to the world. But now going on to some more like adult apps. The first one is the Google App Sheet. It's very nice, also made by Google, and it uses a lot of like business tools powered by like Sheets and Drive and stuff like that. So then again, you're like familiarized to the Google ecosystem and Google environment. Although it does have pricing, it's definitely on the lower side, around like $5 per month or like $10 per month for their like high level plan. So not too bad, especially if you're gonna be making like a huge app or something. But then again, that's a con. Free apps are like much better. You can use them for free. But since you're paying for it, I think there will be like a sense of quality, and you know that you're using a very good built app since you're paying. So the next one is a very hardcore app, Bubble. This is where things get really high. You can start developing like really major apps, and many pros use it because it has a very responsive UI, very nice, very good database and everything, and it can power like marketplaces and like SaaS. So very good. But obviously this is more on the complicated side. This is for like many adults and teens getting ready to push their like first major app. If you download some like really nice major app that you expect a lot of people to use, this is very hardcore and very hard to use. But then again, it's gonna be a lot of features and also just a lot more complexity, and also just a better tool to use if you're ready to make those major apps. And then there's also Webflow, which is a very useful tool to use if your app is like very web driven or just like online kind of thing. It can help make like kind of social medias and just like really nice websites, not really apps, but hence the name Webflow. But same for this one, it's kind of limited unless you get the higher plans, like more expensive ones. But if you're looking to make a really nice website and you don't want to use like Wix or something, you want to actually do the work, code, and then use AI, it's there. Webflow is also a very nice one. And just if you guys want a few more options, there's like AppyPie, that's a very nice one. There's also Zoho Creator, also a very nice one. And then Softer, which is also definitely a good one. And just a few pro versus cons of using these no-code app developers. Obviously it's like low cost. You don't have to like hire a bunch of like actual engineers or something. It's also like low time. You don't have to spend too much time learning the actual like languages like SQL, HTML, stuff like that, JavaScript. You don't have to learn these languages. And then great learning pathway for kids. So if you want to like learn with AI, get used to AI, they can do that. But some cons are definitely performance. These apps are definitely made to run apps, but if you're gonna be making something like Google or a huge like online multiplayer gaming app, they might not be able to handle those huge kind of requests. So it's definitely gonna get like slow or something, or it might just not be able to make the whole app together. And then there's also like a performance cut. It can't make huge apps like Google. So you're gonna have to like stop at the line at some point, since your app can't get like as big as it wants. It can't do that. It has to like stay within a boundary, since it's not like professional developers. It's just one AI app making that code and everything, and it can't do everything in the world. And then there's customization ceilings. The AI app probably does not have the ability to like customize everything on the website, only a little bit. Unlike real developers, they can type in code and do whatever they want, but AI does not have the ability to do too. And then the final question, should people use it or not? I think definitely. If you're just creating like a small business, want a quick app just to like reflect the business, if people want to see your business, what's it about, they can go to that app, definitely. Also for kids, they can definitely use it. They can get used to like AI and stuff like that. If they just want to get an introduction to like app making, they can also use this. And then just for kids, before getting into that heavy coding and learning all those languages, if you just want to get a feel of it, see how all like the code looks and everything, it's an amazing option. Just like start off slow. So that's it for today's video. I'll see you next one. Bye for now. YouTube Pro out.